All right, good morning, everyone. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, first up, let's look at our pre-market data here. Well, I mean, our upcoming releases today. All right, so for today, August the 4th, Friday, we've got the following, which have already been released actually. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we had average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. Average hourly earnings came in uh, better than expected. Employment change came in lower than expected, and unemployment rate came in lower than expected. So let's see how the market's responding so far. As we can see here on the right, there's a substantial amount of volatility here, but in short, we're not seeing a clear pattern yet. The market's generally been trending down. Maybe it's about to start trending up here based on what we're seeing at the moment, but again, it's hard to say. All right, so no clear reaction yet, just the increase in volatility. And there are no other numbers coming out for the United States today, so that will be it. Sorry, I forgot the screen is not visible there. There's the NASDAQ. It's generally going down, lots of volatility, but no clear direction yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at what was moving yesterday. All right, so first up for yesterday, we have Tesla. Tesla was able to reach target number one, 256.88. Then sold off back to the closing price of the previous session at that time. Then returned back through target number one and made its move towards target number two. Never got to target number two, got about 2/3 of the way there, but never actually reached it. Next up, we have Intel INTC. Similar to Target, had a strong move at the start, pulled back, and then eventually hit target number one, which was 34.80. It got about halfway to target number two, topping out at 35.03. Next up, we have CrowdStrike, which was able to reach target number one of 157.18. Peaked out at 158.50, which was about halfway to target number two. Next up, we've got AMD, which was able to reach target number two of 113.09. It actually went beyond that, topping out at 114.96. Billy also was able to reach target number two, was able to get to 1874, again, target number two, topped out at 1890. All right, so then next up we have NVIDIA, which was able to reach target number one, 448.03. And then after that, just topped out around that same price, never was able to go far beyond that. Plug Power was also able to reach target number one, 1191. Then it topped out there, never able to get much beyond that point. Then we have Coinbase, which was able to reach target number one of 92.50. Coinbase had earnings yesterday afternoon, so we'll see if there's any Well, let's see right now. It's down 3.2%, so it won't qualify for our pre-market list. The volume's not high enough either, but maybe during the day we'll see some action there. We also had ADMP, which was able to make a sharp move up at the opening bell. We identified that, of course, in the pre-market. Topped out at 250 a share, starting the day off at 163. Next up, we have DraftKings, DKNG, which didn't really go anywhere, just went sideways, but did have earnings after hours, and currently DraftKings is up 11.2%. Volume's not high enough. It's only at 343,000, so we won't see that on our pre-market list, but we do see that there's a good amount of activity there. All right, next up we have Moderna, mRNA. Now we identified Moderna just after it crossed target number 1, and it got to target number 2 within about a minute and a half after I announced it. So 113.53 was 113.59 was target number 2. And it topped out at 114.77. So this one almost instantly went to its target number 2. PayPal was bearish. Then we saw that in the pre-market as a potential opportunity for a trade. It actually sold off, went down to target number 1, 65.26 to the downside, and then got about 2/3 of the way, or more, or actually more than 2/3 of the way, 3/4 of the way to his target number 2 to the downside. And then lastly, we have AMSC, which was able to reach target number 1, 10.59. And then it got about 3/4 of the way to target number 2, topped at 11.28. All right. So that's what we have so far. Let's look at our pre-market to see what's moving right now. All right, first up, I see Nikola showing up on the radar. Actually, Nikola had a good move yesterday too. It reached target number 2 of 355 a share. Topped out at 371. Forgot to mention that. But pre-market today, let's see what Nikola is doing. All right, just had earnings and it's on the decline. NKLA. So here it is. Currently down 8.39%, 21 million shares traded. So this definitely qualifies for our pre-market list. So we'll add that. So Nikola will be on our pre-market list for this morning, NKLA. Next up, I see MESO. Never heard of this stock. Okay, it's currently down 60%. 1.3 million shares traded, and it's at $1.56 per share. That does qualify. So we'll add that to our pre-market radar, MESO. Next up is Fubo. Actually, sorry, not Fubo. That's the NASDAQ. That's the NYSE stock. Amazon, sorry. Amazon currently up 9.5% after earnings, and 15% after earnings. 4.6 billion shares traded, and about $140 per share. Looks pretty solid. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market radar. See what happens during the regular session. Amazon. Let's see what else we have. All right, looks like ASRT, which is currently down 45.79%, trading 1.9 million shares, and that looks fairly good. So we'll go ahead and add that to our radar as well. Yeah, that's ASRT. And let's see, Apple had earnings, and they didn't come out well, apparently. It's only down 2.8%, however, trading 2.2 million shares. So Apple, although it is added to our radar, it does not meet. I'm sorry, it's on our regular radar, but it doesn't meet our pre-market qualification. So we won't add this to our pre-market radar, but it is on our regular list. So we'll take a look at that later. Now, so far we have Nikola, NKLA, MESO, Amazon AMZN, and ASRT. Those are our 4 stocks. Now we're looking for NASDAQ stocks. They're trading at least 1 million shares currently in the pre-market session. We need their price to be at least $1 per share. And lastly, it needs to have a percent change of at least 6% positive or 6% negative, or of course, or greater. So if you see any stocks that meet those criteria, please let me know in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and take a look. So again, NASDAQ stock, at least $1 per share, at least 1 million shares traded in the pre-market, or it's right on the cusp of hitting 1 million shares, I guess. Or, and lastly, it has to have at least a 6% positive or 6% negative price change. Yell has been mentioned. That's been on the radar for a while. 12.22%, sure, 1.5 million shares. That does qualify. So once again, Yell will be on our radar. AHI is mentioned. Let's see. That does look like it. 25%. Yep, 2.3 million shares. That does qualify. So AHI is on our radar. MF. Okay. Let's take a look. That looks right. 20 million shares traded, 171%. Absolutely. Trading well above $1 per share. Great. So we'll add MF to our radar. Good find there, Christopher and Darren and Deborah, for Yell and AHI as well. IEP. Let's see, Darren. Let's take a look at that. Yep. Down 31%, 1.1 million shares. Yep, that does qualify, so we'll go ahead and add that to our radar as well. IEP. Good finds here, folks. Very good finds here. Any others that you guys see? So we have MF, we have IEP, AHI, Yell, ASRT, Amazon, MESO, and Nikola, and KLA so far. If you guys see any other stocks that meet our criteria, ideally stocks like these, let us know in the chat. All right. All right, so it looks like that would be it for right now. Now, folks, be sure to like this video, please, and subscribe to the channel. Our subscriber base has been growing rapidly, so we want to keep that going. Want to get above 3,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We're getting pretty close, but let's keep it going. Also, if you're not familiar with our program, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. And for everyone in the coaching program, I will see you folks in about 22 minutes, and we'll pick up from there. All right. All right, folks, have a great trading session today and a great weekend otherwise, and I'll see everyone for next Premarket Pulse on Monday. All right, take care. Bye.